All right, guys, we had a little change. The homeowner wanted to change from having a radius arch. She wanted the window up, and then she wanted to make a eyelid. I don't know what else to call it. But it's not flat anymore. It's going to kind of swoop out. So the way I'm going about this is just kind of like a regular, same process I would use to lay out a bell dormer or something. I snap the line. This line represents the line of my wall. So this is how far my projection is going to stick out over the window. And then, so once I had this profile figured out, I determined how high I wanted the eyelid to go up. So I ended up going up 32 inches. So this just created a bunch of right triangles for me. So I had 32 inches up, and I just measured the distance here, and that forms a rafter. Like so. So that's how the projection will look, sticking out from the wall. And that's going to create this other profile on the wall, which is going to give it that weird eyelid work. I don't know what to call it. Eyelid look. But this is cedar shake on this wall, so it's going to be kind of gradual and subtle. It's going to look like it's bending out off the wall. It's going to be pretty neat. Okay, so here's the profile. They're not all nailed on, they're just sitting on there, but get an idea of what they'll look like. So for every one of these, I just set a square rafter on there. Looking for a block. All right. So when I put the rafter on there, I marked it on the side. So the angle was really easy. All these bevel angles, just kind of had to manually mark them. But let's say you have like 1/4 inch rise, and then 1.5 inch run. Tells you it's a 9-degree bevel. So I just went through all of them, marked them, calculated the bevel, and then cut them accordingly. Now we'll go put it together. Alright. So now I'm going to cut the sheathing. I took a piece of tape and I put it on the edge and traced the profile. So I ran the tape, just went halfway. That was my center, and I basically just marked every stud that I had put in. So using this piece of tape, I can just transfer these numbers and make my square line. So now they're at the increments, whatever they'll be, along the profile of the face. So it's not going to be a 3-inch layout anymore like I had laid out. So it gets stretched a little bit, and then I have all the run and the rise of my rafters calculated, so I just had to do a little math to figure out the diagonals. And so now I can take the diagonal number and make a mark at every one of these layouts. Somewhat tedious. Alright, now I'm working on the sheathing. When you have a swooped curved profile, you can't just hold the bottom edge flush, it's actually going to bend down. So we'll first start with scribing that profile. See where it kind of fades in and out. I got numbers off my reference line when I scribed the piece to be able to lay out this line. And then I start laying off the rafters off of this point. So I used a piece of tape. Hold on here. put a piece of tape on the face of this to determine where my layouts would be. That's what gave me the layouts to match where the rafters go. I know the height of the rafters. Now I just add the diagonal. So this is the height of the rafter. The diagonal is the length of the sheeting. So from my bottom profile, I can just pull these individual numbers. Since I know the run of every rafter on these layouts, I can calculate the diagonal and then just measure the diagonals on here. That creates an additional profile, which I just use some nails and basically just a thin strip of wood. Tack on there. That creates the profile of my sheathing. So now I'll cut this out, kerf the back of it, and go bend it.